So this tutorial is going to show you how to log sessions in and out of TutorTrac. During the signing in and setting up process, I asked you to actually go to My Prefs in the track navigation menu and make sure that the log student option was checked. You're going to know that yours is checked because you're going to see that this feature up here is at the top of your page. If you don't see this at the top of your page, please go to My Prefs in the menu and then click the box next to Log Students at the top of every page. Okay, so when a student arrives, welcome them, obviously, and ask if they have an appointment or are walking in. If the student is walking in, take a look at the schedule and make sure that there is availability. Those with appointments must be taken first. Once you know you've got availability, though, ask them for their student ID number or username and then enter either one right here. So some of the students are going to say that they've already logged in at the front desk, and that means that they've logged into the Student Achievement Center. Just explain to them that the Writing Center and the SAC are two separate services, and that when they visit us, they don't need to log in or out of the Student Achievement Center. They can just let the front desk know that they are here to work in the Writing Center, and there really shouldn't be any problem with that. Okay, so once you actually log the student in, you're going to see that you have to choose a center. The key to choosing the right center is where the student is located. So if you're working in a face-to-face session at TrueX or any of our other face-to-face locations, you're going to go ahead and choose that location. But if a student that you're working with has submitted to the Online Writing Center, then you're going to go ahead and choose WC Online. For the sake of this tutorial, we're going to go ahead and click WC TrueX. So you have a few other questions that you're going to need to answer before fully logging in the session, and that's including what students are interested in working on, like what have they brought to you, or what are they interested in talking about, and then what stage of the writing process they're in. So all their classes will be listed here. Because this is my student account, you'll see that I'm not currently enrolled in any classes, so I'm going to choose an option that is close to what I would like to talk about as possible, and then also the reason that I'm coming. And then once you've taken care of those two options, we also document students' language background on a very small yet important scale. So just go ahead and ask them if English is their first language. So once you've taken care of all of that, you've time-stamped the beginning of the session, and you are officially open for business. So as you get closer to the end of your session, please pay attention to the time. It's important to wrap up with a few minutes to spare, knowing you're going to need that time to log out. So you can log out the same way that you logged a student in, by entering the student's ID number or username in the Log Student feature here. You can also go over here to the track navigation menu and click Log Listing. There will be a blue right-facing arrow, and you can go ahead and choose the student's name there and then log them out. For the sake of this tutorial, we're going to go ahead and do it the most normal way, and then you'll see a couple of steps that's required before fully logging out a session. So again, you're going to choose the center, choose obviously the same center that you logged in with. And you'll see here that there's a space for writing a note. This note goes directly to the instructor of the class. So please take time to write a thoughtful note to the instructor, sharing information about what you and the student discussed. The student doesn't have to, but we encourage the student to share what takeaway they had from the session. It's a great way for students and tutors to reflect together on what learning had occurred during your time together. So if the student didn't come to the Writing Center to discuss a class, it's not necessary to write a note, considering it's not going to an instructor. Okay, so then once you finish your note, you're going to go ahead and find your name in the drop-down menu here. You're going to attach your name to the session, and then you're going to click Continue. So now the session is officially timed out. You're now ready to do this all over again with the next writer.